Hello viewers and welcome to my channel. Hope you all are alright. Before to start the video, I ask to you that firstly subscribe my channel and also press the bell button. It may cause a notification of our new videos in your mobile. Coming back to our video, this video is about where else will I go? California's climate migrants search for homes a year after Santa Cruz mountains lightning fires. 1 year after Sisu fire destroyed 911 homes, only 24 buildings permits have been approved. John Reynolds is living on oceanfront property along Sands Highway, one they could never dream of affording. He wakes up every morning, checks the surf, and takes in the wildflower waving on the bluff between his folding chair and a Pacific. It's stunning, but it is not home. A hand painted sign in front of the report of tents and trailers makes it clear way. Sisu wildfire lot displaced residents only. The town where some of their homes no longer stand. Bonidon, Sevaton, Last Chance are scribbled on the sign too. A year after the most destructive wildfire in the Santa Cruz Mountains indicated hasty scores of survivors are living in limbo. Drenalond is sleeping in a camper here, fending off the lives and fixing up an old jail bust into a permanent home a few miles up the highway and into the hills. Rachel Spacer is living in a trailer and in a desperate attempt and normality is hosting book club meeting on her slaved patio. Deeper in the forest, Thomas, who slept under the stars for months because he could not bear to leave his beloved property, fear he may never be allowed to rebuild. It's so beautiful here, said Wigginton. Where else will I go? There are a growing breed on California's so-called climate migrants driven out of their homes across the Golden State and throughout the West. Just last year, more than a million people, including 6 lakh Californians, were at least temporarily displaced by wildfires, more than twice and many in 2019. The stunning surge signals what climate scientists and policy leaders say in the sign of things to come. They are in some ways symbolic of the rest of US in trying to figure out how to manage the new reality of climate change, said Ryan Connerty, a supervisor in Santa Cruz County, where nearly 1,000 homes were destroyed last summer by a Sisu fire. These are good people and important members of our country who experienced a tribal distorts and are trying to find the best way back. The unfortunately, a lot of US are going to be in that position going forward. A warming planet, oppressive drought, a housing crisis that pushes more urbanities into the wildland, and a firefighting force that can't keep up all points to more trouble ahead. Barely halfway through the traditional fire season, with it driest month still to come, California has experienced more than 600 to 6,000 wildfires already. About 100 miles north of Sacramento, fire alone, the second largest in state history, has burned more than 5 lakh acres, destroyed more than 1,100 structures, and forced about 3,300 people from their homes, said Cal Fire spokesman Edwin Junga. Unlike the Dust Bowl exodus of the 1930s, where more than 3 million people feeling drought and dust storms in the plains state headed west, an overwhelming majority of California's wildfire migrants are resetting close to home after the Tip Nuns fire of 2017 that destroyed whole subdivision in Santa Cruz. Only 6% of fire survivors moved out of the country and second 2% out of the state, according to research counted by the Urban Institute. Last August, when the Sisu fire reached his handmade cabin deep in the Bonidon, 71 barely escaped with two surfboards and a kayak. After bunking with a friend for a couple of weeks, the retired carpenter and commercial fisherman ended up on the seaside bluff across from the Whale City Bakery with permissions from the private landowner. The Compassion across from the Whale City Bakery. The prospect of rebuilding is daunting, especially for someone who is older. He said, "A lot of us built in the old days as we made money. A lot of us had sweat quickly in our places. That's not going to happen at 70. So he bought a retired person bus for $2,000 to call home and has already removed two steel cages and rows of benches inside that had once ferried inmates around Santa Clara County. The rows of windows will give him a view of the ancient redwoods of his property. If the trees survive, the fresh green fring spouting along the branches give him hope, but he is certain his prized matron is gone for good. Down at the benchside encampment in Devonport, Ryland has given up to rebuilding his cabin in Bonidon, the converted jail bus in the simplest and most affordable home he can fathom at this point. He will park it on his property, where he will watch the redwood rebound and leave the rebuilding of his 21-year-old son Ethan. He's got shovel and a chainsaw and a place to live. Winall said he's starting out like he started out, but in California, more and more hospitable to fire than life in the forest. There are no guarantee where he will end up calling home. This is a very heart-touching news which was I talking about. Hope you like my video. Please subscribe my channel and also press the bell button. It may cause a notification of our new videos in your mobile. Okay viewers, be safe in your homes and take care of all your family members. I will come back with a new video. Till then, bye bye.